Stephanie Schall, and I am the Global Xactly Forecasting Solution Strategist at Xactly. So I work with our internal sales team, our SCs. I work with prospects and customers, really helping to uncover forecasting problems, the challenges that you're having so that you can forecast more accurately and be able to be more predictable with your revenue. So today, what we're going to do is I'm going to have a little conversation with you, one-on-one, but you get me. So with that, what we're going to do is going to look at what a sales leader should be looking at, what their guide should be as you're looking at the forecast, what we do here at Xactly, what our customers are doing that's really helping them to get confidence in their forecast so that there's no surprises at the end of the quarter, that you really see what's coming and you can go to your board with confidence, which really helps get the credibility behind you and get them to really believe that you can hit that number. So, as we look through this, we're going to look at our solution as we go through. So let me share my screen. Okay, so what we're going to look at today, we're going to start in on the forecast. And with that, when we're talking to sales leaders, the big thing challenges that they come to us with is they don't have the visibility. They're lacking visibility to truly understand what the health is of their opportunities. So when you think of your opportunities in the forecast that you're rolling up and you're submitting to the board, you need to be able to understand what backs up that number. For years, it would be sales teams would just kind of throw a number at the wall and I'm good for 500K. But with technology today, to have confidence, you can't just throw a number at the wall. You can't just say, I'm good for 500. It's what are the deals that make up that 500K? How are you going to hit this $22 million number? I need to understand as CRO to be able to know, am I going to hit that number? And so we look at a lack of visibility being a huge thing for organizations today, understanding the true health. And the other thing that they come to us with constantly is not being able to see risk in warnings early. That you think, okay, you wait, you hear about these opportunities where, the rep is telling you everything that you want to hear about the opportunity. We are banking on these deals. And then it's a week out the end of the quarter. And then their tune starts changing. Well, so-and-so is going to be gone. We've got the holidays. How many of your reps are coming to you saying, well, I didn't realize that the signer is going to be out for the last 2 weeks of the year. We're going to have to push this to next quarter. Well, it's like your head is exploding. Wait, I've talked to the board about this. I've taken this to the CRO. We're banking on this opportunity. So to be able to see those early warning signs now, so we can get the deal back on track, we can see where we coach. When you don't have visibility, you're flying blind. And so let's take a look at what needs to happen, the things that we need to be thinking about. One of those things are being able to consistently keep your finger on the gaps, looking at where's our gap to quota, what's our gap to the forecast call, what's the challenge today of how we're going to fill this. So I can easily see here, what is my team rolling up to me? My reps are telling me we're going to hit with what we've got a gap from what we've closed of 4 million, and they're saying we're going to hit 7 million. So we're actually going to go over our number here in this scenario, which is great. Merry Christmas. With this though, it's looking at what is the rep forecast call is, and then being able to understand, my reps might be calling this 7 million, but is that true? Do I believe that all of that is going to come in? So being able to see how I'm deal backing that. So what our sales leaders are doing is then being able to pull up their list of opportunities. But just being able to look at a spreadsheet of, hey, here's my 36 deals that are going to come in by the end of the month. With that, all I normally have to look at is a stage and a forecast category. So I'm banking on the fact that all of my reps follow a consistent process, and that a stage 4 deal means the same thing to every single rep. And when they commit a deal, it all means the same thing. Well, that's laughable, right? Because that's not how it is. A stage 4 deal means 4 different things to 4 different reps. So if all I'm doing is looking at a spreadsheet that tells me where these deals are today, then I don't have visibility. But if I could look at my deals and take a look at what are my deals that are at risk, and be able to drill in to see, look at this deal has a health score of 24. Now, to just say, here's your health score, but not be able to drill in to understand why, well, that doesn't give me visibility. But when our sales leaders are able to drill in and understand why this is. So this is a 24 because we're not multi-threaded. Well, that's a challenge trying to get a deal over the line at the end of the month, especially when holidays are around. We've got next steps, but we don't have any recent meetings that have taken place. We don't have a next meeting scheduled. Our reps not following up, and the customer has not been responsive. We don't think it's a realistic close date. We're not engaging with the right teams. So it's like ding after ding after ding after ding, lots of risk. We can see that, and we're highlighting it and calling that out with this score. But then also able to dig in with what's the ideal customer profile. So I could be engaging with the right customer. I could be having great activities, but maybe the intent score is not telling me what I need. Like, they're not doing the right actions. They're not engaging the way that accounts normally engage to be able to close these deals. So being able to keep your finger on that, or the industry, whatever is important to you, and what our insights are going to drive is going to be key. So this is going to help you be able to get the confidence of, not only do I know what opportunities that are being pulled into the forecast, I can see the health of those deals, and I can take it one step further without having to go somewhere else to other engagement, into a different system, a different spreadsheet, calling my rep, calling Rev Ops and saying, hey, I need this, get me this information. I can drill in and see what's happening. So this is not a great performing opportunity, but it's committed and pulled into the forecast. So I can see that we don't have the activity, but if the activity was there, I can drill in and I can see what is happening on these emails. What is the context? What's happening with them? If we've got chorus or gong recordings, be able to dig in there. And then I can see what those alerts are that are going to help me understand, with the score in the alerts, how to coach my reps. But as a sales leader, all I want to do is be able to triangulate that data to see, is this a deal that I want to back up and pull into my forecast? Well, absolutely not. So all I have to do then is hedge it out of the forecast, pull it out. If I want to put some comments to collaborate with my team, I can engage with them without having to jump on a meeting, and be able to have the most realistic forecast so that I can serve up. If I'm, RVP, I can serve up to my CRO. These are the deals that I believe are going to be pulled into the forecast, and show him that whole picture. Then I can see my gap to forecast. So if I had a gap to my call, then I can start to look at what are the other areas, what are the other commit deals that I've not pulled into the forecast that I should be looking at. So I can pull up all of these deals to see, where's the health there? Goodness gracious, there's multiple deals that have high health. 99%, I can see all the things that are happening. These are waiting on contracts right now to be closed, but all of these should be pulled into the forecast. Goodness, let's pull those in. So I can get that pulled in. But one of the things that we need to keep our finger on the pulse consistently all the time, you think of the pipeline as constant motion. It's constantly moving. But if I need to understand risk, I need to know immediately my deals that are in the forecast that are being pulled in. I need to know, where do they need attention? throughout the day, if this changes, I need to be able to drill in to see what are the deals that I need to reach out to my directors on. I need to have them engaging with their team so we can be proactive, so we can drive that strategy, keep the deal on the rails so that at the end of the quarter, I don't have surprises. I'm not concerned that these deals aren't going to come in because I know where they're at, or I can get them out of the forecast. This is high risk because it's not a deal that's going to come in. I want my team focused on deals that are going to close. So what we're able to do then is for our team across the different hierarchies throughout, the RVPs, the directors, the reps, having them looking at the view, looking at the data that's important to them. And then we believe in merging art and science. So the art, the years of experience, the grind that you've been through quarter after quarter, you've got wisdom, you've got a gut that you trust, but you need to be able to press it up against science. So we have the health score that is giving us objective data of what's happening, but then we also have an AI number that's not only going to be looking at what's in the pipeline today and digging through historical trends, but then also looking at your selling activities, your conversion rates, your stage conversion rates, your sales cycle times, the behavior of the rep. What their success has been this quarter or what it has been over time, because we know that with where we're at right now in the economy, things have changed. So that AI has to adjust with it. So being able to look at that, but then also know what is that pipeline that doesn't exist today that should be coming in based on history, based on what we've done historically. We're going to open up deals and we're going to close them within the quarter, but we need visibility. I need to know what's coming, being able to have that line of sight so that it's pulling together the art and science so that I can have the most accurate numbers. I can go into the board and share my story and everybody gets it because they can all see the path that we're tracking to hit that number. The other thing we want to look at is, so we're looking at all in-quarter deals here, but what are deals that we could be pulling in that are supposed to close next quarter that have high potential? They have the momentum that we all know time kills deals. So if we've got the momentum, if we've got everybody on board, if we can make that decision now, then we want to do that. So being able to easily engage and pull up and see what those opportunities are, engage, we can look in at the health score and see what's happening and make those decisions, keeping our finger on the pulse of, what is all the risks that we should be looking at? What are deals that have our low risk that maybe we need to pull into the forecast? What are our, keeping an eye on our in quarter forecast deals, but then also what are my 100K opportunities above 100K that I want to keep tabs on? They might be in the forecast, they might not, but I want to keep the line of sight because I want to make sure we're being proactive, we're driving strategy, we're doing the right things that we should be doing while keeping our finger on the pulse of what the risk is, where we need to be engaging and coaching our team so that we don't leave a meeting without setting up next steps. We're continuing to keep the momentum, keeping engaged so that we're ahead of competition. So we're looking at all of this from an overall forecast. So then you think, well, what about my team? So I need to be able to see what my team is calling. What is my team forecasting? What is the roll up of my team? So being able to look in on a forecast call, have all of the metrics that we're engaging with, we're discussing across my team, to be able to drill in when they say, well, I updated this, or they're pushing back on, the data and they're making it the excuse of what's happening. This hasn't been updated, or it's, I put it in the wrong spreadsheet. We're working off different versions. We've got everything as in real time as it's changing so that we can have a productive conversation, and we're not like looking at squirrel and being distracted by things that we shouldn't be, but we're focused on in discussing the deals that we should be engaging with. So whether that's going through, here's all the deals that I'm forecasting, let's bring up and see how we're tracking toward that number. Or maybe I want to look in and see, I want to focus on all the, high risk deals. That's where we want to start. We want to see where do we need to be engaging to make sure that we're pulling in our resources from the Xactly village. We want to make sure that you're not trying to close a deal on your own, but you've got the people around you so that there's no excuses at the end of the quarter as to why a deal didn't come in, that the transparency is there so we can see the strengths, we can see the weaknesses. Here's opportunities that needs some help, in being able to see what do we need to do to get a next meeting scheduled. It looks like this customer is ghosting you right now, and this is supposed to close within days. Okay, let's have the VP send an email. Let's, in thinking strategy wise of what needs to happen, putting that strategy together so that we're not spending the forecast call wondering, who are we engaged with? Are we engaged with the right people? When was our last meeting? When's the next meeting? You spend so much time doing this compliance review in so little time driving strategy. So if you've got all the data in front of you, then you can have a productive conversation and really figure out how we're going to close the deals. And are we focused on the right deals? Being able to pull out, this is a deal that's not going to close. We have an over optimistic rep and maybe director. That happens too. Tends to be that sales leaders are very optimistic. And so being able to cut through that and have that conversation, everyone sees that same data, and then easily being able to collaborate in the forecast. So as I submit my forecast, I can see who submitted it, who hasn't, is it up to date this week? I can see the changes that are being made. It's increasing or decreasing week over week, and I can see why. Why is it changing? So being able to, Carlos can put notes in to be able to explain, my forecast is decreasing, increasing by 2 million because these 2 deals have come in, or we got another product on, XYZ organization. And so we're going to be able to close higher than we believe to begin with. So it just gives the, a audit trail and a perspective to engage. So you're not having to jump on a call every 5 minutes to figure out why. The other challenge that we hear about all the time, and everybody is experiencing, is what's changed. So we're showing you what's changed week over week, but you have the meeting on Friday to find out how the week went, what are the changes, what's in the forecast, where are we at, and then you come back Monday morning and sales leaders like, oh my goodness, where did this $5.7 million go that was in the forecast last week? Like, what has happened? To be able to put your finger on the pulse of, well, let me show you. Here's what happened. Here's what's new that has gotten pulled in. Here's what's new. Here's what we've pulled in. We've had amount increases and decreases. So to be able to drill in and see what's happening. And then, we've decreased opportunities by 2 million. We pushed out 14 opportunities. So if you're pushing out deals and you're getting towards the end of the quarter, what impact does that have to the forecast? I need to be able to understand that immediately so that I can see, okay, how does this affect my path to the number? Is this one of the deals that we have been counting on? And when we look here, that these are 2 deals that have been pulled into the forecast that are going to be like 1.7 million. Well, that's going to have a hit on the forecast. And so it's being able to identify that so that we can easily go back to the forecast screen and see, okay, where's our gaps? What are the opportunities that are at risk? What can we pull in? How are we doing with other committed deals? So that it's not so much of a, this is now detrimental to the forecast, but I understand how it impacts it. And now I've got all of the information I need to know how to drive this forward. What deals do we need to engage with now? How are we going to fill this gap? How do we mitigate the risk? So that essentially I have the information at my fingertips at all times. So this is allowing you to dig in and drill in and be able to engage with different aspects. So maybe I only want to see certain opportunities. Maybe I want to filter by product. Maybe I want to dig in and understand deals that are at a certain level, a certain stage. I only want to look at commit deals. So allowing you to filter and create these views that are going to allow you to engage with the opportunity fields that are important to you, whether that's on opportunity, it's on custom objects, it's on a custom field, but being able to see the data that's most important to you as you are trying to understand what has changed. The other thing we want to keep an eye on is the pipeline. So this allows our sales leaders to slice and dice the pipeline the way they want to see it. So we've got standard best practice views, being able to look at like the current fiscal quarter, the current fiscal year, but being able to dig in and understand high risk deals, those that are pulled into the forecast, and create different views and keep their finger on the pulse of what is happening today. So they're coming in and they're looking at the categories, the forecast categories, and taking a look at, I want to see by fiscal year, I want to look at the forecast categories, and I want to understand, what is committed today, but then are there deals that I should be looking at, that are committed next quarter. And so this again allows them to keep their finger on the pulse of what's happening. It allows those directors to see, what they should be looking at when they're looking at the opportunity, and being able to drill in and understand, there's no alerts on this deal right now. Perfect. We've had several course meetings. We've got meetings set up. There's a consistent flow of activity, and but where the probability is at this moment that it's going to close. So it's pushing up against the AI and showing you those top factors. At this point, we've got great meeting, or the meeting activity needs to be more consistent for this deal. We've got, this rep has had success with similar deals. So it's going to show us where they're at in success in the future. But this has been a long sales cycle time, like goodness gracious, 534 days. And we haven't had a lot of engagement here in the emails. So allowing them to engage with those opportunities, be able to see what they should be talking to, and really being able to coach their reps to that next best action, while the system is going to be guiding the rep to what are the things that they should be doing. So those coaching of, is the pipeline clean? If the pipeline's not clean, can I have confidence in the forecast? No, because I don't have a validated pipeline. So being able to look at these things, do we have next steps in place? If not, great, then we're not going to be pushing the rep to then take this spreadsheet where we have all the list of opportunities that you need to go in then to the CRM and search and find the opportunity, make the update, because then the updates don't get made. But pulling that opportunity field to them so that they can make that update, make the change, make the adjustment, so that we have a hygienic pipeline that we can trust the opportunities. We can make changes to, when commits aren't realistic, when things are happening that don't make sense, we're guiding them to, update the forecast category. This should be, all the criteria has been completed. This should be moved to stage 4. Great. Let's move it to stage 4 and knock that out and get that, to stage 4 and knock that out and get that completed right now. Boom. I can make that happen. I can change the close dates. So it's allowing the rep to have a validated pipeline, so that when the sales leaders looking at the pipeline, they can easily determine where risk exists, where alerts are, why this score is happening, so that they can trust that opportunities are truly where they need to be. And then we've done all of this work as a team. We've got a validated pipeline. We have our forecast that we have full visibility of. I can understand and trust where opportunities are. I can pull deals in and out, hedge the forecast where I see fit. I can see where the risk is. So then when my team, every month we look at the mission control. And this is where we collaborate. We bring the teams together. We bring legal in, we bring finance in. We want to work as a team. Notoriously, finance and sales butt heads, because sales lets finance down a lot. And when you look at over half the deals that you commit to the forecast don't close, there's a lot of heartbreak for finance, but being able to bring them into the conversation. So now they can see everything that is committed to the forecast. They can see the health of the opportunity. They can dig in and understand, why is manager calling this deal into the forecast? What kind of momentum do we have? Is this the right account? They can have that conversation and they can set up different scenarios. So we can model different forecasts. So they can look at, if we are able to close this solution on this deal, the high potential is 400K. But right now the conversation is leading to, it looks like we're only going to close these 3 products, or this for this region of this one product. So they can set up different scenarios so that finance knows what to expect, and then where the managers behind that opportunity, and for finance to be able to come in and understand proactively, here's where we're at, and being able to engage with this at the end of the month, to be able to make sure, okay, where do we need the village to be brought in at? Where do we need to engage? This is stuck in red lines, or their red lines are going to come back next week. And to be able to close this on Friday, I need our legal team to be ready to rock and roll. So we need to set up a meeting and have those conversations so that when things are set into play, we can get that mutual action plan going. We've got our team is ready. Everyone knows the resources are set. Being able to engage the PS team on this as well, so that they know, looks like we have 6 forecasting deals closing this month. Do we have the resources available so that we can get the implementations running, so we can get those customers time to value right away? So it's like everybody's planning together and engaging and can set up that view so that finance, in legal, in PS, in sales, they're in customer success, they're all working together in conjunction. Everyone has visibility and they have it set up the way that is important to them. We're digging into the data that's important and is going to drive their conversations so that it's meaningful. It's not, finance is over here, they've got their numbers, I don't trust you. Sales is over here, I don't trust you. But we're a team and we're working together, and those silos are being broken down. All right. So hopefully that was a good look at how you can gain confidence, how you can get some, visibility into your data to really understand the true health of your opportunities, so you can have confidence in your number. So right now, if you have any questions, feel free to put those into the chat. Let me see what we've got. If we've got any questions. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, I'm driving the train here. Let's see. Any questions? Oh, looks like we do have a question. Okay, so it looks like the question, does it integrate with Dynamics, Microsoft Dynamics CRM? And the answer is yes. So we do have the integration with Microsoft Dynamics, Salesforce, and we have a powerful data studio that allows you to be able to bring in data from any source, so that you have all of the data at your fingertips that you're engaging with. All right, next question. What kind of flexibility around scoring does this tool offer? Great question again. So in terms of the scoring alerts, all of that is configurable around your process. So as you're getting implemented, we have best practices that we're guiding you towards, but we look at your process and what do you know today about risky deals for your organization? What do you know about good and healthy deals for your organization? So we want to be able to blend that in so that on day one, the scoring is meaningful, the alerts are meaningful, so that it's not something you have to learn and get a handle on to be like, well, let me understand, what does a 76 mean? It might take me 6 months to learn what that means if I can't drill into it. But if I can drill in and understand, well, I know what it means. I know what makes up, and I can feed into it what is important to me, then wow, I can get lots of value out of it immediately. So fully flexible and very easily configured. So it's not like a big build. So great questions. All right. It looks like we don't have any more questions. So I thank you so much all for your attention today and for joining. Appreciate the time. And if you have any desire, to have a confident forecast, to be confident, to get credibility, and have your board cheering and excited about what you're doing and trusting what you're doing, you can click this request a demo, and we look forward to talking to you. Happy holidays to you all, and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.